Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn about the sentence pattern still 1 to 5, but we're going to have the second part of it. Okay, before we start the lesson, don't forget to leave a like and click subscribe if you haven't. Okay, check it out. So we will start by continuing with the verb pattern 2E. Okay, the formula is subject plus verb intransitive plus present participles. If you still remember, present participles or the in form of the verb, but they function as adjectives. For example, the children came running to meet us. Okay, so the subject is the children, and then came is the verb intransitive, and then running blah 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 is the present participles. And then we soon got talking. Yeah, so we here is the subject, and then soon is the adverbial adjunct, and then got is the verb intransitive, and then talking here is a present participles. Next one, the sunshine came streaming through the window. The sunshine is the subject, and then came is the verb intransitive, and then streaming through the window is the present participles. So whenever you have the verb in functioning as the adjective, then they can belong to this role. Next, the verb pattern 3, it mainly focuses on the phrasal verbs. Although it's quite similar with the verb pattern 1 before, but actually it's different in that in verb pattern 1, they are not the forms of phrasal verbs, but here we analyze them as one unit. But in verb pattern 1, we analyze them into different unit, and they belong to preposition or adverbial adjunct. But here, in verb pattern 3, we analyze the verbs as phrasal verbs, which are the combination of verb and also preposition, but we analyze them as units, as the same units. Okay, let's check them out. Yeah, so VP3A, for pattern 3A, we have subject plus verb intransitive plus preposition plus noun, pronoun, or gerund. Okay. For example, the first one, you have subject plus verb intransitive plus preposition plus noun, pronoun, or gerund. Gerund is also the in form of the verb, but here gerund functions as a noun. Okay. For example, you can rely on me. Okay, you can rely on me. So you here is the subject, and then can rely is the verb intransitive, and then on, though it is one unit with can rely, yeah, can rely, but we analyze it as a preposition, and then me here is a pronoun. The second example, he succeeded in solving the problems. He here is the subject, and then succeeded is the verb, okay, the verb intransitive, and then in is the preposition. Solving the problems is a gerund. The second formula is subject plus verb 1 plus preposition plus noun, pronoun, or to infinitive. Okay, so it's a little bit similar to the previous one, but here we have to infinitive. For example, we are waiting for our new car to be delivered. We is the subject. Are waiting is the verb intransitive, and then for is the preposition, while our new car to be delivered here is a noun. And then they are hoping for the dispute to be settled. They is the subject, are hoping is the verb intransitive, and then for is the preposition, and the dispute is a noun, and plus infinitive to be settled. So here in these two examples, in the second formula, we have to be delivered and to be settled as the to infinitive that comes after the noun or the pronoun. Next, the verb pattern 3B, the formula is subject plus verb intransitive plus preposition plus it, but here the preposition plus it part is optional, meaning that you can use it or you can just omit it, and then plus clause. Okay, clause, so there must be a connector or a subordinator followed by a subject and a verb. For example, we will see to it that she gets home early. We will see to it that she gets home early. So here, we is the subject, will see is the verb intransitive, and to it here is the preposition plus it, but it is optional. And the next one is a clause, that she gets home early. So you can say we will see to it that she gets home early, or you can also say we will see that she gets home early. Okay, I'm going to give you another example. I agree that it was a mistake. I here is the subject, agree is the verb intransitive, and then that it was a mistake is a clause. Okay, we still have the next one, which is verb pattern for A. It mainly focuses on the use of to infinitive after the verb intransitive. Here, the to infinitive shows or indicates the purpose, the result of, or the outcome of something. The formula is subject plus verb intransitive plus to infinitive. For example, we stopped to have a rest. So we here is the subject, and then stopped is the verb intransitive, and then to have a rest is the to infinitive showing the purpose of stopping. Okay, the next one, we went to hear the concert. We here is the subject, and then went is the verb intransitive. To hear the concert is the to infinitive showing the purpose. So the purpose of going somewhere or went somewhere is to hear the concert. Right. Next, we have the verb pattern for B. It still deals with to infinitive adjunct, but here the to infinitive has the equivalent form in a clause. It can be coordinate or it can be subordinate. So in simple words, we can say that the to infinitive can be changed or can be replaced with a clause, whether it is in coordinate or in subordinate clause. The formula is the same, subject plus verb intransitive plus to infinitive. For example, electronic music has come to stay. Okay, electronic music is the subject, has come is the verb intransitive, and then to stay is the to infinitive. This clause, has come to stay here, actually can be changed into the clause form, into a coordinate form. We can say electronic music has come and will stay, like that. So this is what I mentioned, or I called as equivalent to a clause. Next one, he glanced up to see the door slowly opening. He is the subject, and then glanced up is the verb, and then to see the door slowly opening is the to infinitive. The to infinitive here can be changed, the form of the sentence here can be changed into a subordinate form, which is when he glanced up, he saw the door slowly opening, like that. Okay. Next is the verb pattern for C. We have subject plus verb intransitive plus to infinitive. But here the focus is on the to infinitive which follows certain verbs. Yeah, to infinitives following certain verbs. So there are some verbs that usually occur with the to infinitive. We can see the example here. She hesitated to tell anyone. Okay, so usually after the verb hesitate, there must be to something, to infinitive. Okay, so she is the subject, and then hesitated is the verb intransitive, and then to tell anyone is to infinitive. Second example, they agreed not to oppose my plan. They is the subject, and then agreed is the verb intransitive, and then not to oppose my plan is the to infinitive, which is expressing the negative meaning, yeah, the negative form of to infinitive, not to oppose. The last one, she was longing to see his family again. She is the subject, was longing is the verb intransitive, and then to see his family again is the to infinitive. And yeah, okay. Next one, we have the verb pattern for D. it deals with the use of a certain verbs like seem, appear, or prove. Yeah. Usually, when the infinitive in the form of to be, it may be omitted. Okay, so the formula is subject plus seem, appear, or prove, focusing only on those three verbs, and then plus to be, but this to be can be omitted sometimes, and then plus adjective or noun. For example, he seemed to be surprised at the news. He is the subject, seemed here is the verb, and then to be here is in parentheses, meaning that it can be omitted or you can just leave it, and then surprised here is an adjective, surprised at the news, adjective phrase. Next one, she seemed to be so young. She here is the subject, seemed is the verb, intransitive, and then to be here is omitted, or it's up to you whether you want to use it, and then so young here is also an adjective. Right. The last one, his happiness seems to be complete. His happiness is the subject, and then seems is the verb, and to be here is optional, and then complete is also an adjective. Next, we have verb pattern 4E. Still deals with the, where is that? Still deal with the verbs like seems or appear, and then plus to be, plus adjective or noun. If the infinitive is to be, it may be omitted also. Okay. But it's a little bit different because it can also be added with some other parts of speech, like to infinitive, gerund, or clause. For example, she seemed to be so young. Okay, it's similar to the previous one. His new book doesn't seem to be interesting for us. So his new book is the subject, doesn't seem is the verb, and then in the form of negative, yeah, and then to be here is optional, and then interesting for us is the adjective phrase. The next one, the second formula, we have it plus seems or appear plus adjective or noun plus to infinitive or gerund, verb in form, functioning as a noun, plus clause. For example, it seems pointless to go any further. It is the subject, seemed is the verb, pointless here is the adjective. To go any further is a to infinitive. Okay. Next one, it doesn't seem much going on. Okay. It is the subject, doesn't seem is the verb, and then much good here is the adjective also, and then going on is a gerund. The last one, it appears unlikely that we shall arrive in time. It is a subject, appears is the verb, unlikely is the adjective, and then that we shall arrive in time is a clause. The last one, we have verb pattern 4F. The formula is subject plus be plus to infinitive. The to infinitive here indicates an arrangement or a result of a request or an order. Okay. The formula is subject plus be to be plus to infinitive. For example, we are to be married in May. So we here is the subject, and then are is the be, to be, and then to be married in May is the to infinitive. Yeah, showing where's that? The arrangement, the plan, like that. And then John and I are to meet at the station at 6 o'clock. John and I is the subject, and then are here is the be verb atau to be or to be, and then to meet at the station at 6 o'clock is the to infinitive. Okay, showing the arrangement also. Alright, the next one is the verb pattern 5. The formula is subject plus anomalous finite plus infinitive or verb 1. Remember, infinitive here is different with to infinitive. Yeah, infinitive means the basic form of the verb or verb 1. Anomalous finites are the verbs that can be used with contraction, like the negative form. You can make an apostrophe T. For example, is becoming isn't, are becoming aren't, should becoming shouldn't, things like that. So you can also call this verb as modal verbs. Yeah. Okay. The formula is subject plus anomalous finite plus infinitive or verb 1. For example, you may leave now. You is the subject. makes the anomalous finite, and then live here is the infinitive of verb 1. And then you mustn't do that. You here is the subject, mustn't is the anomalous finite in the form of negative form, and then do is the infinitive form of the verb 1. You needn't wait. You here is the subject, needn't is the anomalous finite negative, and then wait is the infinitive of verb 1. The last one, you have you will find it in that box. You is the subject, will here is the anomalous finite, and then find is the infinitive or the verb 1. Or in conclusion, you can say that whenever you use anomalous finites, they must be used with the verb 1 form or infinitive form. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to my explanations. I hope the materials will be useful for you. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe this channel. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.